Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today we're going to be working on something that I've wanted to do for a long time since I took apart the old one, and that is make a bed audio system. Now, some of the more astute, or the people who watch more of my videos, will notice I've always got some sort of form of USB headphones. And it's because I listen to audiobooks all the time, whether I'm doing chores around the house or whether I'm actually doing a project. I tend to have got something in my ears listening to it. I think it's mainly because my brain goes off on a womble otherwise, and then I'm, no one likes to think too much, so I use audiobooks to compensate. Anyway, I used to just plug my phone in and listen at night to my audiobooks, and then I decided to make an audio system, and basically I had speakers connected to the headboard that were placed in a certain way that at a certain volume my wife couldn't hear anything, and I could just listen to my audiobooks and it wouldn't disturb anyone. And then we had a new bed, and I just haven't got around to making a new one. So I would like to make something that's going to be a bit more advanced. I want it to be Bluetooth, I want it to be able to play audiobooks, but I'd also like possibly some lighting and various other things added to it. Now, with any of my projects, I start off with this grand idea, and then it turns out to be the smallest possible thing I can do in the least amount of time. So I'm just going to say an audio system, and if I add anything else to it, I'll add that along the way. But let's get on. Right, this is what I'm working with so far, which is like just for the audio side of things. I've got some switches and some momentary buttons. I've got a 12 volt lead. I've also got a 12 volt socket. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I've got some speakers. This shape is specific to this project. I haven't tried these ones yet. If these don't work, then I'm a bit stuck on what to do, to be honest. But we'll always find a way around it. I've got these wires, and let me show you these wires and clippy doohickers. I bought them for another project. They might work on this one. Come on, autofocus. Thank you. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be using them, but I thought I'd show it anyway. I've got this audio amp. I'm not sure if I need it. Apparently this little doer comes with an audio amp on board, but I'm not sure yet. I will have a look. But this here is the CSR 8645 APT-X Hi-Fi Bluetooth receiver transmitter doohicker. So, well, receiver, not transmitter. I don't know why I said that. But I haven't tried one of these before, and there's a few problems with these. Some people say that they're not rated for 12 volts, even if they say they are. But I've had a look on this one, and I think it is. I think it is, but again, we'll have to see. But if that doesn't work, then we're a whole hell of a lot screwed, to be honest. But first, what I want to do is show you this pinout, and this diagram. If you have a look here, this is showing you the setup. It's got 5 buttons, which are volume up, down, next, previous, and then pause and various other bits and bobs. That button does a few things. You then have, on the other side, you have where you connect your audio sort of stuff, the microphone and the headphones, which in our case will be speakers. And then I forgot to mention, but it's ground and VCC, the 12 volt power supply. I'm going to start off by making the buttons, and then I'm going to go from there. I'm going to work that way around. I need to test this as well, which is really important because, as I say, a lot of people have said they've bought it and it's supposed to be rated 12 volts, but you plug the 12 volts in and there's nothing connected to the 12 volt side. But I have checked this one and this looks okay, but I haven't even taken out the packaging, as you can see. Right, it's quite a diddy little thing. Let's hope focus will work. There we go. And in the diagram I showed you, it's up this way. So this is where the power goes in, and then this side's the buttons. This here is the audio output, and then down here is microphone. I'm not sure what the other bits do. Oh, there's a mute button there as well. Let's connect this up to 12 volts and to the speakers, and we'll see if we can get some sound out of it first. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to connect our little doer to some pins, so I can actually move it about if I need to, and then I can actually connect it to the perf board PCB, and that way I can do what I need to, and I've got a bit more freedom rather than soldering directly to this, which I think might end up getting, I don't know, bits might start falling off, etc. So I'm going to solder all this up, and then I'll start putting wires out to different things. And then the first thing I want to do once I've soldered this up is connect up to 12 volts and just to a set of speakers, and just check to see if it works with 12 volts. Right, we've come across a little problem. Let me lift it right up here. This is a really old PCB, and some of the actual pads have come off. Only the top and bottom ones, nothing important, of course. I'm still going to try and use it, but if any more come off, then I won't be able to. It was really bad in the on this side, trying to get them to stick, and I cleaned it off with acetone, but obviously it's still covered in rubbish from the way it's trying not to stick. It is looking awful, so I'm going to have to try again. Okay, it's the next day, and last night I went to bed and I was lying in bed and just suddenly it popped into my head. This is why I didn't use those PCBs and why they were still in boxes somewhere, was the pads kept coming off of them, and they were very cheap. I think it was like 99p for 5 or something, and all the pads would come off. So and I realised also that I haven't got any more, so I'm going to have to continue doing it on that pad, on that PCB, and hope that I can sort of rectify the situation. But we'll see. Let's just get on and let's see what happens. Right, before anyone gets into the comments and asks why I'm doing it in such a convoluted way of doing solder paths and stuff like that, I do have the technology and the stuff to actually print my own PCBs in small quantities, not a big PCB printing press or anything. But I thought this way would be easier, and I was being lazy. I'd like to say, oh, I wanted to revisit the old times, the way I used to do it, but I was just trying to be lazy and quick, and it's actually taking me lots longer than it would to have actually designed one and printed one out, I think. And if I had designed one, I would have put some thought into it rather than just shoving some solder on a board. So yeah, no need to comment. I know I'm an idiot. Okay, right, this is just wires going towards a 12-volt battery, which I'm about to plug in now. No smoke. And it's working. Right, now let's get my Bluetooth connected up. Okay, it's called the CSR8645 on Bluetooth. And we are connected. Now let's find something to play. Okay, if I put the speakers near it, ish, so then all the sound should be coming from the same place. Hello, welcome back to the Off Grid family. Today we're doing another review, and this is on something called the phone scope. It's basically a little microscope that will connect. What a handsome devil. Quite self-explanatory. Right, let me turn the speakers over because they're not very loud, and I'm wondering if that makes them any louder. I got given this straight away. Christmas, and although it looks like I haven't used it, it's been in and out of the box loads of times because it's quite useful. Okay, I'm not sure if we're going to have to put the other amp to it then, because that isn't very loud at all. And I'll give you the lowdown now. Right, so I've tested it, and as you saw, it works. It seems louder if the speakers are backwards than forwards, which is a bit of a pain, because the speakers I used last time, I placed on the headboard and hardly any sound came out the back, and most of it was pushed, like vibrated through the headboard, so that worked for me. So I might have to put the speakers in boxes to sort of channel all of their sound through the headboard and so on. But it is very quiet. I haven't set up any buttons yet, so that might not be its full volume, but it may be, I'm not sure. So I'll have to investigate that as well. But I'm going to get the other amplifier out and we'll have a little fiddle with that, I think, and we'll see how that works. I also want to get the buttons done at some point, but I need to work out if I am having an amp, then I'm going to need another switch for that amp as well. So I've got to come up with a few ideas. I may actually need to put some thought into this, which I'm never good with. Right, I'm going to start doing the buttons now. I'm just going to speed up this up unless I come across anything fun or funky to do. So let's get on.